Better life. Savile. Okay, whatever. Savile abused fucking hundreds of people. Never abused anybody. You live in Warrington. Nice. My kids live in Warrington. Why I'm on the app? Because I can. Because I can. You're all so original. You're getting exposed. Getting exposed? What do you mean getting exposed? I've already been outed. You can't expose somebody that's already been exposed. Everyone knows. It's old news, sweetheart. Old news, darling. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. You're just spouting shit that everybody already knows. Won't be for long, you're wrong. And okay. You're now threatening my children. Is that right? Yeah, whatever. Go away. Don't deserve children after what you've done. That's not your decision to make. But I do see my kids. I've always been allowed to see my kids. Never had any restrictions on seeing my kids. You're all just boring and you're just adding to my views. Your house getting done over tonight. Well, funny that. Where do I live? Where do I live, sweetheart? Seen all the legal papers. You're not seeing any legal papers because there are no legal papers apart from what I physically have. There are no legal papers anywhere. You've seen what people have created. Everyone knows I'm not registered anymore. No longer on the register anymore. Shows how much you know. Not a registered offender anymore, mate. Just shows how much you all know. You're just creating more views and traffic for me. Thanks, No Face. I don't have any victims. No victims. Never harmed anybody in my life. No victims. Will always be on the register. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. We've seen the Register Freedom of Information Act. No, you haven't, because you can't see the register. You can't see the register. It's against the law for you to see the register. So behave. Don't go around trying to tell people that's fact when everybody knows that's bollocks. Don't talk shit. At least make statements that people know is true. Derriford. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. You cannot view the sex offenders register in the UK. You can't unless you're unless you're a judge. You're not allowed to view no such thing as freedom of information for the register. No such thing. You're lying. There's no such thing as being able to access. Civilians cannot access the sex offenders register. Sorry. Try and say it all you like, but you can't under Clare's law. Clare's law will only disclose to somebody who has the chance of me looking after their children. If I have no contact with them or their children, they can't tell you anything. You're all just making yourselves look like idiots. You're all just making yourself look like idiots, making statements that everybody knows not true. I do have plenty of a clue, darling. You can't see the register. If you could see the register, everybody would be seeing the register, and nobody can. It's not part of a freedom of information. You can get my charges from the courts, but you can't get the information about the sex offenders register. You just can't. Because I never harmed anybody in my life. You don't have to have a victim to be registered, you know. You're in Plymouth, I live down road with Maddo. Yep. Sarah's law. And Sarah's law will only disclose if you're in a relationship with me or I have access to your child. No, people are on the sex offenders for other things other than child sex offences, you know. Flashing will get you on the sex offenders register. Pissing in public will get you on the sex offenders register. So crack on. You have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, well, I do have access to my own. I'm allowed to see my children. And I always have been. There's never been any restrictions on me and my children. Didn't do anything in front of a child. See, there again, total fabrication. Total fabrication. Then their mum isn't protecting them. Okay. Social services seem to think different. No, darling, again, more fabrication. It was a baby. More fabrication and lies made up by all you guys because you think it's relevant. Lying. There were no people physically involved in my case, apart from the adult female. Do you honestly think the hospital are going to listen to anything any of you say? It's just really, really sad that you think wasting the hospital's time by ringing them. Stop vaping in my hospital. Why don't you stop me? Well, my age isn't 52. So for a site that's supposedly the register, considering they got my name, my age wrong, because I'm not 52. And that was 52 last 2 years ago. So I'll be 54 now, not 54. She's not an adult. My victim isn't an adult. No one of the nurses treating you and they all know they hate you. Of course they do. That's why they come in and talk to me and sit on my bed and bring me coffee and is bringing me a Christmas dinner in. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a victim. She wasn't a victim of my offences. And there were no children involved in my offences. I have no victims. No, I'm not. I'm in a private room which is locked from other people. They can't, I'm not on the ward. They put stuff in my food and drinks. Okay, of course they do. Okay. This is your ID offender. ID. What? There weren't any kids in the photos. They were computer images. They weren't real images of people. They were computer images. So they can't have been. I don't have a Mossaville officer anymore. I'm not on the register and I don't have a SPO. No, I haven't. I don't need them. Cartoon, yeah, that's exactly what they are. They were cartoon images. They weren't real images of children. Hence, I have no victim. Liar, okay, because you know. Because you were there, weren't you? You were there. Yes, you have. No Face proved you were. No, No Face has proved nothing because No Face just uses other people's videos. Doesn't create content of his own. G-Crew outed me. G-Crew didn't out me. Somebody else outed me. It was nothing to do with G-Crew. And I saw G-Crew in Plymouth like 3 months ago. Walked straight past him and he said nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sarah's law. It's actually Claire's law, darling. Fucking get it straight. Dickhead. Yeah, Fat Freak has told you his narrative. His narrative. Come and find me then. What do you think you're going to do? Just be able to walk into the hospital and just walk up and front me? Sarah's law is for what you've done, not Claire's law. One's for violence and one's for sexual offences. I don't know which one it is, but either way, I'm not on either of them anymore. So I didn't have cartoon images. They were sent to me and I deleted them. End of. How long am I in Derriford for? Until it's treated. But what do you think you're going to do? Just walk into the hospital and think they're going to get... It doesn't get cleared. Well, it does. I was removed from the register this year. Removed from the register this year and had my SPO removed. No, I'm not a risk, otherwise I'd still be on the register. Caroline Flack? Who's Caroline Flack? Because I can do what the fuck I like. I've only got me to answer to now, nobody else. Yeah, Stacey Coleman's an interesting case. Because I was sent pictures and I didn't report it. Simple as. No, I'm not still on the list, darling. I'm on some stupid website called sexoffenders.org, which is based in Finland. That's not even a UK site. It's a fake. You go to the original source and I'm gone. It's gone. You go to the UK database where my name was. It's not there anymore because I've been removed from the database. End of. End of. Sexoffenders.org is not an official site. It clearly says so, and it's based in. You've got my court papers. No, you don't. No, you don't. You've got my charges. That's it. You've got my charges. That's it. You don't know the ins and outs of what happened or how it happened or who was involved. You just got the list of my charges. Change my gender to hide. Well, I would have done that when I was in prison and then come out as a female. But I came out as me, my old self, and lived for 10 years. No, I'm not still on the database. No, well, funny how I've got a video showing that I'm not, darling. No, because my charges don't actually explain what the offence was. Why should I still be on the register when I've not committed any more offences? I've not done anything since that one offence back then. No one's tripping up. Shut up. Judges don't lie. Judge didn't make that statement. That's a fabrication and a total lie. There was no end of sentence statements that the judge made. Law pages you can download. They'll only let you download the list of my charges. They won't let you download the evidence that went towards it. Yeah, I've had a driving offence, but that's not a criminal offence. A driving offence is not a criminal offence. I don't have a probation officer anymore. I'm not on licence. No, I'm not on it for life. I came off it. You can check how you can come off it. There's ways to come off it. I'm not high risk. I'm not even low risk. I'm no risk. Hence why I have no more SPO. Okay. Okay. Well, unfortunately, they don't agree. My crime was 10 years ago. No further offending since, apart from drugs charge. Well, why don't you go and check the video? Because sexoffenders.org is not the UK database, and the UK database source for me is gone. You don't have a probation officer if you're not on licence, and I'm not on tag anymore. My tag went out years ago. I've got children, relatives in Plymouth. Hopefully you won't be there long. Well, I've been here for a year and a half and nobody said anything. I've walked literally face to face with G-Crew in the middle of Plymouth and not said anything to my face. You would still have a probation officer a year after. No, you don't. You don't have a probation officer when you're not on licence. You can only have a probation officer when you're on licence. I'm not on licence. Fucking melt. What do you think you do? Just going to walk into the hospital and come and start fucking talking to me? No, I wasn't scared of G-Crew neither, so you're on one of the lists. Oh, now finally you're admitting that I'm not on the UK database. Come on. You're wrong. I'm not on licence and I've got a probation officer. No, you have a PLO. And not Mossavo. When you're no longer on the register, you don't have Mossavo involvement anymore either. All of you police officers now all of a sudden in the chat. Or Savile actually abused children. I didn't. You're not allowed to be live in a hospital while I am. Yeah, and I've done my time. 10 years. I've moved forwards. I don't have any victims to feel guilty about. Keep saying stage 4 incoming. Come on, fucking hell, bro. Jesus. Think of something a bit more original. Don't know how. Sleep soundly, thank you very much. Cat photos. Wrong. Fabrication, lies. I didn't go to prison for 10 years. There were no children in the pictures. There were cartoons. Gay Frank, bring it. Stage 4 incoming. Just grow up. I didn't want to see. You don't get 4. I didn't get 4 years for the cartoons. I got 2 years for voyeurism, a year for the images. So if the images were so bad, how come I got 2 years for the voyeurism instead? Makes sense. No, I'm not unbothered. I've just done my time and moved on. They can't be a victim if they're computer-generated pictures. They're not real people. How can they be a victim? How can they be a victim if they're computer-generated images? Makes sense. Cartoons are not real people, so you can't victimize a cartoon. Nobody is doing that. I have done my time and I am free from it now. I don't have anybody to answer to but me. I'm no longer on the register and I'm no longer having a SPO, so I can do what the fuck I like. No police involvement and no Mossad officers, nothing. All right? So just think you know what you know, you don't. You were in a paedophile ring. Okay, that's new because that would have been a completely new charge. Because they're still indecent images and I got done for voyeurism, which is a sexual offence, you fucking melt. It's not just paedophiles that go on sex offenders register. Dickheads. See, more information that you just don't know. I don't know Jade. I've only ever spoken to Jade once on that live. Yes, I do think it's wrong to have those images. That's why I pleaded guilty and went to jail. Yeah, and flashers and people that piss in public. I didn't do it. I was sent these pictures. I was sent the pictures without me knowing about it, and then I deleted them instead of reporting them. Oh, here's Abs now going to come and start bullshitting about how I tried to groom her and her daughter. Fuck off. Fuck off. No, I didn't ask for them at all. See, you all seem to assume. I thought you had the court paperwork. If you had the court paperwork, you'd know how it would come down, but you didn't. So you're lying. I didn't commission those pictures. Completely different charge, and it was for a woman, an adult, not a child. You're just boring. I'm in Derriford, in Plymouth. I'm not a paedophile. I have no sexual attraction to children. There's a difference. Sex offender and paedophile are two different things. Not a paedophile. Abby, do one, you lying little scrote. Lying little scrote. You know for a fact I never asked you anything about your children. No, she didn't. She lied. Point blank. She fancied me, wanted a relationship with me, and then when it all came out, she didn't want to look like the fucking bad person, so she made up a load of bollocks about me fucking asking for information about her kids. Absolute fucking liar. I'm not a paedophile. I don't have a sexual attraction to children. Yes, I am in a private room. Not a predator, otherwise the police wouldn't remove me from the register. No, I've been inside for being a sex offender, not for being a paedophile. What do you mean lies? You can hear the nurses. What? They're outside my door. I'm in a private room because I'm transgender. I know it is. That's why I did my time and served my time, Helen. 10 years later, I'm now free of it. You're all just so boring. So boring. Absolutely not. Am I fully transitioned? It's none of your business. I'm not a risk, otherwise I wouldn't have been taken off the register. Ring the hospital, what, waste NHS time and money even more when they're already stretched to the limit as it is. Waste of time. My friend is a theatre nurse at Derriford. Okay. Do you think if you ask your friend to go and get information about me, they're going to give it to you? Do you think she's prepared to lose her job for it? Because she won't. She won't give you any information about a patient, because if she does, she'll lose her job. And now you've told me who it is. If somebody comes and starts talking to me about it, then they'll lose their job because I'll report them. Fat Freak showed you my charges, nothing more. Nothing more. Drain the society, drain on the NHS. Okay. Tell her he's live against data protection and also vaping. What do you mean against data protection? Nobody else is open to data protection issues with me being on the phone. I don't have a SPO anymore. My SPO was quashed on the 20th of October this year at the 10-year mark with police and court support. Yeah, they're outside the door. They're doing handover, so they're swapping. That's why you can hear them, because they're on the ward outside my door. I'm not talking about any other patients. What patients am I talking about? And I have to actually name a patient and their situation. I didn't say I was in a locked room. I'm in a private room. I can come and glow as I please. My camera rolls full of my pictures of my dog. Savile Harris. Oh, wow, so original. So original. No, you can hear nurses doing handover. They're not doing handover with other patients. They're just sat there chatting. The actual desk where they do the handovers up there. And indecent images. You are aware that right up until when I got taken off the register, the police were checking my phone every single 3 weeks. So I never had any content. Otherwise I wouldn't have been removed from the register. I've done nothing wrong since. Not even any indication of anything wrong. Otherwise I wouldn't have been removed off the register. And I've got my GRC. I'm legally female. Might have had a burner. Well, then I'd have got charged for breaching because I had a burner. Okay. Past tense. Yeah, because I haven't done anything since. It is past tense. I haven't done anything. No, I haven't had bottom surgery. Why should I get my own room? Because I'm trans. And there are no people on the corridors in this hospital. I spent 36 hours in a hospital trolley, on a trolley in a corridor, all right? We all do it. I just get a private room because I've got severe health conditions that merit me being on my own, and I'm trans. I don't need top surgery. Don't need top surgery. I've got plenty big enough boobs because of hormones myself. Oh, I don't wish cancer on anybody, but someone like you, I do. If you haven't had bottom surgery, then you can't get wrong. That was changed in 2020. You have to live your life for 2 years or more and prove and have a letter from your doctor to say that they believe you will not be changing your gender again. And then you can get your GRC. Google it. It was changed in 2020. I got my GRC this year. What's your food and drink stuff's getting put in it? Okay, all right. Okay, darling, because you know somebody in the kitchens, don't you? You're talking bollocks. It's Google it. Google's your friend. Google your friend. You don't have to have any surgery to transition to do your GRC. You don't have to do any. You just have to live in your gender for 2 years and have a doctor's letter to confirm that they believe you're going to stay in that gender. Google it. Everybody can Google it for themselves. I don't need to lie. You can just go and Google it. Well, I'm sorry, you were told the wrong information. You went the wrong way then, because the facts are you don't have to have any surgery to have your GRC. None whatsoever. Not even hormones. So you don't know what you're talking about. Google proof about me. The only proof that's out there is the letter of my charges. That's it. That's it. That's the only charges. That's it. The only charges that I have. That's it. It's not allowed on a female ward. I'm allowed on anywhere. I'm allowed to go on a female ward. I just in a private room. Throwing meals like a frisbee in there. All right, of course you did. Oh, right. I've had enough. Right. Good night.